Welcome to the Luke and Jake Movie Podcast.
But you know what? I think there's a thing that, like, it's impossible to happen.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Otherwise,
there's never been a death because of
mistake,
a ride, other than a heart attack at Wonderland.
It's because as soon as there's one mistake of the ride, it's over. Yeah. I've been playing Roller Coaster Tycoon last night.
So you know all about the business.
I had a train crash. I had hundreds of people leave. The rating of my park went down.
But guess what? You can just start a new game.
Not in real life.
Wonderland used to be so much better when it was owned by Paramount.
Why was it better?
Because movies. Speaking of movies, welcome to the Luke and Jake Movie Podcast. But it was better. Because now
there was nothing changed.
Yes.
Nothing changed.
Names changed.
Just it's no longer Top Gun. It's now Flight
But think
Deck.
about what they could have done.
Italian Job is now
Think of if we were in charge of Wonderland and we had all the Paramount titles and they're like, make fun things.
I don't know.
This guy.
I think it's the same. It's better. When it was Paramount, they didn't have Behemoth and Leviathan and Sledgehammer.
They had Behemoth.
No,
that was like their last one.
No.
I don't know.
I think Italian Job was their last one.
Behemoth's amazing.
Leviathan's even better.
I like Behemoth better.
I like them both. I think they're great.
They're actually amazing roller coasters. Some of the best in the whole world.
Are they?
Yes.
No.
They're the biggest in North America. Both of them.
They're not.
Biggest in Canada.
Dude, like in America.
They're better than all the Universal
I'm
Studios
seeing a head
rides.
shaking over there.
There's bigger than all the Universal Studios rides.
There are roller coasters in the States. Like, there are parks that are just roller coasters.
Yeah, I don't like Busch Gardens.
And they're like 10
Busch
times
Gardens.
better.
You've been to Busch Gardens?
They're 10 times better than what Canada has.
I don't know about that.
8 times better.
Like, Behemoth and Leviathan are better than any Disney roller coaster.
Yeah, but
because
those
that's
aren't
for kids.
trying to be... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's better than Universal roller coasters.
Yeah, but that's the same thing.
But Universal is the best park, in my humble opinion.
Whoa. Thumbs
I had
fighting words.
Yeah.
Have you been watching any movies recently?
No, I've been getting...
We'll talk about movies for a little bit.
Yeah, I've been getting... No, because there's been so much TV that came out that I had to catch up. So, watching Better Call Saul, it's still boring, but I still watch it.
Good use of your time.
The Leftovers is just amazing.
This season's really doing well.
Oh, yeah. They only have 6 episodes left.
Yeah.
And you can tell... I don't know, there's just nothing like it on TV.
I remember you said that before. Like, they took such a huge turn in their season 2 where they just redid everything, and now with that final point...
And I was reading an interesting... So it's made by Damon Lindelof, who did Lost. And I was reading a thing with him, and he said that's exactly what happened. Like, first season, he felt so tied down, and then for some reason, like, change in writers and people for the second season, they just, like, blew everything out of the water. And this season, it just... I don't know. It's the most... It's so interesting. And there's stuff in the past episode I'm like, I can't believe that this is, like, happening. But it all works. And I think they have one of the best actresses, Carrie Coon.
Who's in Fargo as well.
She's amazing.
She does a really good job.
She did the last episode was, like, eccentric all on her, and she was amazing. And then, yeah, Fargo, which I'm so excited about.
Oh, my gosh, Fargo.
And I listened to that podcast you told me about.
That guy's cool,
producer,
eh?
very cool.
He was legendary. I can't remember his name.
Wayne something.
I love hearing those stories of how things used to be set up, or then those people who are ahead of the curve, like that one podcast with the producers of House of Cards.
Yeah.
Things like that I think is so interesting.
Oh, just seeing and how TV changed. Thursday nights on television,
that was
early
the
90s.
Night.
Thursday nights attracted 74 million people to watch NBC alone.
Why Thursday?
74 million people on Thursday night. You know, those numbers are unheard of now. You will not get 74 million people on one night of television. No one's watching them. Everyone's PVRing them. Yeah. Schedules don't mean anything anymore. And that's why broadcast is failing. Anyways, what have you been watching?
Well, a few things. I watched Network again with Tamsin.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the most prophetic movies.
It is, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, is that
it's
movie
a heavy
incredible.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also really funny.
Me, yeah.
It's also really funny.
Yeah.
It is a dark, twisted... So for those who don't know, it's a film from the 70s about a network, a fictional network, who's trying to compete with these other television networks So in their news department, things start going downhill, and they're going to start putting it under entertainment.
It's very strong for nowadays.
Oh, yes, it is. And they end up turning this one guy who's having a mental breakdown, they turn him into this show about the angry man. And the famous scene is he's freaking out in his pajamas and an overcoat covered in rain. And he's just walked into the film studio and he says, get up out of your chairs, open your windows and scream. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And millions of people around the country start doing that.
He is amazing.
Yes.
And then, he died.
Really?
After that movie. And he got a posthumous Oscar.
That was the first ever.
Mm-hmm.
Second being
he's good.
Heath Ledger. Dude, Network... That's a brilliant movie. It's definitely in my top 100. I don't know. I couldn't tell you where. I also went to the movie theater and triple featured. I went and watched 3 movies back to back, and the reviews are on MOVI now, so you can check out my reviews of Free Fire, The Lost City of Z, and Fate of the Furious, which is the stupidest movie I've ever seen.
That's putting it lightly.
Just go watch the review and you'll see what I mean.
And that's it?
That's it.
That's what you've been watching?
Well, and I've started watching Ridley Scott, one of his first movies, The Duelists, with Harvey Keitel as this French duelist. But it's hard to get behind because he's just in his American accent. Oh. It's so weird. It's so strange.
Yeah. Well, today we have an exciting podcast. Do we ever? Today, we have a couple segments that we're really excited for, and I think all of you are going to enjoy it. So, first off, because we have an extremely big budget, we now have correspondents.
That's right.
We're like the Daily Show now.
So we took our biggest fan and we sent him to Florida.
Yeah. Sent him, all expenses paid.
To go, and with his wife even.
Yeah.
So that's how generous we are.
Yeah.
To go and enjoy Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Which was also the 40th anniversary of
New
Star
Hope.
Wars.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, let's welcome
the
man himself, Nate Shelton!
Here he is! Hello!
Hello.
Look at that memorabilia!
Dude.
So
Here, sit back. I don't think they can see the whole helmet.
For those of you who are listening to this, and can't see it, Nate is wearing a Stormtrooper helmet
of the First Order,
a 40th anniversary T-shirt,
and
Poe Dameron's jacket,
legit leather jacket. That's film accurate, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like
this is the actual one.
There he is.
Oh, and who signed that?
That's Ryan Johnson's signature.
No way!
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson, the director of Star Wars Episode 8,
to
sign your pass. Let me see that helmet again.
Yeah.
This is enormous.
So for those of you who don't know what Star Wars Celebration is, think of it as like a Comic-Con, okay? A bunch of the biggest Star Wars fans gathered together at a convention. Last year they had it in England, and this year they had it in Orlando. And what's special about this year too, it's the 40th anniversary, but on top of that, they're not going to have a celebration next year.
What?
So yeah, it'll be 2 years.
They're skipping a year.
Yeah, so
like the Olympics.
yeah, so this was like the big one. So we have questions for you, Nate.
Okay.
We have some questions.
I'm ready.
What day did you get there?
So we got there Wednesday, so it was the day before the actual convention.
So you got settled, you were getting ready. Going into it, what were you most excited for? Because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, mostly the trailer.
Yeah,
that was huge.
So they were going to premiere the Episode 8 teaser trailer,
and
that's what
which a lot of people are calling it the first trailer. It is the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
So I think when we're comparing it to different trailers from the past, we might want to pay attention to that teaser. But but I mean, we'll get into that.
So Thursday, correct me if I'm wrong, but Thursday the biggest panel was the 40th
anniversary.
So did you get there Wednesday night to wait?
So the biggest thing was with the lineups.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Because how many people are at these events?
So this was the biggest Star Wars celebration ever so far. It was 75,000 people at the celebration. And,
oh my gosh.
And so, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it in my pictures, but the lineups were just insane. And I think the biggest thing that we noticed, because, I think I mentioned on the last time I was on the podcast, my experience at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con, there's like 175,000 people. But the difference is that at San Diego Comic-Con, not everyone there is there. They're not all there for Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
They're there for, Game of Thrones,
Marvel,
Walking Dead,
yeah.
My Little Pony of all things. You know what I mean? Like people are there for everything, right?
Yeah.
And so the biggest difference was that all those people, even though it was a lot less people, everyone was there for the same thing. Everyone was there to go see the exact same panels, to be in the exact same rooms.
So the rooms are bigger than Hall H. They're even bigger?
No, they actually split them up into multiple rooms.
Okay.
And what they pretty much did was there was one live room and then two streaming rooms. And so for the 40th panel, we didn't get into the live room. And that was a choice that we had made based on
a sacrifice.
It was a sacrifice. It was one of those things where we're like, do we want to sleep on the cold concrete floor 2 nights in a row?
Or just one.
Or just one. And, we're paying for a hotel to keep all our stuff at. So it's like, are we going to just waste 2 nights and pay for that?
Sure,
It was... So we had to make a conscious decision there. One of very few conscious decisions that we made. But yeah, so we made that decision to go to the streaming version of it.
Yeah.
And we made friends in lines. And talked to people. We that first day, I think we got up at I gotta say, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and we got there, and yet we still had no possibility to get into the live room.
Yeah.
That's how nuts it was. And so we watched the stream. You guys had already talked about the stream, I think, the 40th panel.
Just a little bit, but
yeah.
I watched it live.
Yeah.
What were the highlights for you?
So I think the coolest thing was definitely, I've never I didn't see him live, but I'd never seen George Lucas actually attend a panel like this before.
Did everyone freak out when he came out?
People flipped out because everyone thought that he was going to be coming out at the end, maybe, or that he wasn't going to be there.
They put him out to pasture.
He led the whole thing, and kind of like you guys said, it was sort of like a roast.
Yeah.
It was sort of they bugged him and made fun of his shirt and all that stuff, and his buttons were coming undone because he sits down and was but no,
but you gotta owe it to the guy. He did.
He started all
created everything.
He's a genius,
and so
he's just.
It was really cool to see him there and to hear his sort of to hear him get to say kind of what he wanted to say and that line about the movies being for kids.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool because it kind of made me feel like, they're not just forcing him to do and say everything.
Yeah,
they're letting this guy, this artist, let him talk about what he thinks.
Because he made it.
Fans reacted to it.
Yeah.
I just watched that little bit and I saw fans were cheering. They were like. There were people who respect him so much as an artist that it's not just we'll do whatever. Disney
what I like too about just watching it live. I wasn't there, but fans seem to be so respectful. We can make fun, even Hayden Christensen. You make fun of him as much as you want, but when he comes out, you cheer for him, and you're like, and everyone has the common theme,
people gave him jars of sand.
Yeah, that's so good. And on his birthday, there was a hashtag going around, even from the Star Wars Instagram account. What was it like? Don't give him sand or something. Hashtag no sand.
No sand.
And Mark Hamill tweeted at him saying "Hey Dad, happy birthday!" Hashtag
enjoy the sand.
Enjoy the sand.
But yeah, it was really cool. I think that one line where he does say it's for kids. Actually, a lot of us cheered in the theater that I was in, and it was more out of the idea of we're all big kids.
Yeah,
we get it. We understand. These movies they're really fun, and they can be fun. They don't have to be insanely dark, insanely serious.
Yeah.
And with Rogue One, we sort of got a little bit of that, which I think was refreshing. But I think at the same time, we're not expecting The Godfather, to be replaced by Star Wars. Star Wars is kind of it's in its own element as far as quality of film goes.
It is its own
its own thing, right? And I think people will always be like, oh well, that was so much like Star Wars. That was like a Star Wars movie. So that line was really cool. Getting to see all of them come out, Harrison Ford coming out was really cool.
Yeah.
And we were again, at Comic-Con, we were lucky enough to be at the Hall H panel where he did come out.
Right.
Carrie Fisher was there.
Oh, cool.
And so all three, big three were there, and it was.
Was that for Force Awakens?
That was for Force
Wow,
Awakens,
yeah.
and that was when we didn't know why Harrison Ford was so happy. And then, of course, we found out.
So funny.
So seeing him again was really cool. The crowd just went bonkers at that point. They went nuts, and even in the streaming room, it was still very like huge clapping. Everyone, and it kind of felt a little bit weird clapping to a screen because we're like, can't really hear us. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But it's that energy of the crowd around you that I think. And then the biggest part, I think the only part that made me think to myself, man, I might have been okay with sleeping over, was when John Williams came out at the end. Yeah. And the first thing he does is plays Leia's theme.
Yeah.
And, that would have been like the.
I just love how much they service the fans.
Yeah.
Like they give them exactly what they want. It's like I love that. I love when franchises do that. So then after that panel, since like did you go to any of the smaller panels or did you go to just like booths to shop or?
Yeah, because that's the thing. It is a huge convention.
Yeah. We saved a lot of our shopping, believe it or not, till later on, till around the end. Mostly because we didn't want to carry things around.
True.
Makes sense.
Secondly, we were hoping to try and get deals, which we didn't get any deals, but we were hoping to try and get deals. Maybe people would be like, hey, it's the last day of the con. Like, And I got a guy down from 100 to 90, but Joanne said unless it was 80, we couldn't get that C-3PO statue. So not a part of my collection yet. Anyways, the smaller panels, smaller panels. I think it's okay for me to say it because he makes fun of it a lot of himself. But we went to the Warwick Davis. Small Talk with Warwick Davis. That's
funny.
He named it. And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
He is so funny, and he's got such an attitude about him. Like, he's like the best thing that has hit Star Wars. Like, he's the reason that everyone's there and all this stuff. And
well, for those who don't know, he was cast as like an 11-year-old kid to play the Ewok.
Wicket.
Yeah. And then he's been other things as well.
He's been in episode 1. I can't remember names. I don't know, but he's got like that. He's at the pod race, and he's standing next to Jabba. He's got like the scraggly hair.
Okay, yeah.
And then I think he's played.
He was in Force Awakens.
He was in Force Awakens in the Maz Kanata scene. He was one of the aliens, but yeah, he's been in a ton of the Star Wars movies. He's also what's that movie that he's in where he plays like that beloved magical
Harry Potter?
Oh, he was in Harry Potter.
Yeah. He's big in Harry Potter.
I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, so seeing him, and Joanne really enjoyed it because she's like, you know what, like it's cool to see Mark Hamill and to see Harrison Ford and stuff like that, but you never like really think of Wicket. You never really think of Warwick Davis, and it was just so cool to sort of see him and hear his perspective and hear what he had to say. And it was just a lot of fun, really, really funny.
So that night you guys slept.
We got to actually So that night, at the end of the day, we find because we're asking the entire day. Okay, so what's the deal with the Last Jedi panel? Like, we're talking to people, like, how do we do this? Talking to pretty much every staff and security guard. Which, by the way, the people, the celebration staff, they were nice enough. They didn't really know too much. And the staff that ran the convention itself, nothing. They were just, no. Like, it got to the point where we were looking at all these people and we're like, was their training literally just like, you stand there, tell people to go right, and that's it? But what if they ask about, no. You just stand there, tell them to go right, and that's your job. Like, and it just was. It was very disorganized. But I mean, 75,000 people. So like, how do you? I couldn't fathom how to do that. And I think for what they did, they did okay.
But you figured it out.
But we figured it out. So we got to the staff. We asked one of the staff members who pointed us in this direction. There was a small lineup starting, and there was only about 15 people in line, and we're like, this is too good to be true. This can't be there. And they're like, this guy's like, they're setting up their camps. They're sitting down. This big guy. He's like, yeah, this is the front of the line for Last Jedi. This is it. I talked to the staff. They said this is the official line. There's an unofficial line outside.
Line?
This is the official line, and this is going to be the. And then we're like, okay, so we go and I start standing there, and Joanne's like, this is not the official line. Like, this is not going to happen.
Way.
And a security guard comes over. He's like, guys, I'm going to need you to clear out because we can't have you in the building. We have to do a sweep of the building. The dogs are going to come in, which we're like, the dogs are going to... What does that mean? Anyways, So we're like, okay, we have to leave. We get outside of the front of the convention hall, and the unofficial line is right there for The Last Jedi. People have been waiting since like 12 or 2 or something like that, all the way, and they're stretched. So here's the convention hall. Here's the entrance. They stretch here, here,
all the way around the hall.
Here, all the way out.
Yeah.
By the time we got in line, which was about, I think we got in line at around, I want to say 6, maybe 5 something. We were 1,000th in line. Now, the live panel, the live hall, we knew held 3,500. So we were feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, you were going to be in there.
But they never, until you got your wristband, they weren't like, yeah, you're good, you're going to get in. There was no confirmation. So we're like, we don't know, like we're sleeping on concrete floor. Thankfully, we got to sleep inside instead of outside when we did Hall H at San Diego. But we got to sleep inside the building.
Did you actually sleep?
A little bit here and there on the concrete floor. The thing with Orlando, and Joanne will tell you this, is in Orlando, Florida, or maybe anywhere that's hot in the United States, they like to make it extremely cold inside.
AC.
And we're telling people, and they're like, yeah, but you're from Canada, like you should be good with cold. And we're like, no, you don't understand. We come inside to get away from the cold. And inside it's normally like a normal temperature. And it was just so cold. We were like shivering, and I don't get cold. I was shivering. I stole the blanket from Joanne. And so I get a little bit of sleep. Joanne falls asleep in this chair that we brought. There were people in mattresses. Wow. There were people all over the place. And I wake up, and there's this big hubbub crowd over there. And this huge crowd of people forming. Like, what's going on? Like, who is that? And somebody's like, oh, I think it's maybe like Ray Park, like the guy who plays Darth Maul. He had come out to the 40th panel line the night before. People were like, maybe it's Ray Park. I was like, okay, Ray Park, that's pretty cool. Maybe, I don't know if I'll say hi or whatever. Because it's Darth Maul, but he's pretty cool. And then someone's like, no, it's Rian Johnson.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
The director
comes
of
out,
episode 8.
and it's just him, a handler guy with like a megaphone trying to organize some sort of chaos, and 2 big, beefy, like tall, like Spanish security guards.
Of course.
And there's this big crowd, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna try, because like, when else am I gonna, might as well. It felt so stupid to be in a mob of people around this guy. But so anyway, so I get to this mob. I sneak my way through. I finally get in, and I'm pressed up against the back of this security guard, which it was very comfortable. I mean, his partner must be really happy.
And I fell asleep.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about it. I was like, you know what? The crowd is probably carrying me right now. I could probably just sleep on his back. So anyway, so he's signing here, there, left, and right, and I'm like, no, I gotta get into the front, or else I'm not gonna get a signature. I'm not gonna get a picture, or whatever. So I stick my lanyard over the security guard, and he leans over, and Ryan's like, he signs it, and I go, whose idea was this? He's like, it was my idea. I'm like, you're crazy. and then
that's awesome.
And then so I sneak out. I go towards the front area, and I sort of like line up. And this one guy gets so ticked. Who's next to me? He's like, this is our area. And I was like, I'm just gonna, and I didn't even say anything to him. I just like turned my back away from him and just waited for Rian Johnson to come down this sort of like this line area where everyone was sort of like sleeping, and it was awful. People's things were getting trampled and stuff like that. So anyway, I was like, okay, I want to shake his hand. I want to say thank you. And if I get a picture, well, that's cool too. Yeah. And so, because there were people there that were literally, they were just, and then just walking away. Yeah. And I was like, that's disgusting. Like, that's gross. Yeah. Like, this is gross enough that we're in a massive line trampling people who are sleeping on the ground to just, like, take a picture with this. But just to, like, do this and then not say a word to the guy. So I took a picture. I was like, dude, thank you so much. This movie's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. He looks at me. He's like, lower your expectations.
That's so good. Right?
Because he's scared, right? He's scared to do a Star Wars movie, and I don't blame him. Yeah. But he was so cool. I was like, awesome. That was an awesome moment. I shook for a little bit. I duplicated the photo. I immediately uploaded it. Because I'm like, I don't want to lose this if my phone dies or something. I don't know. So I immediately uploaded it. I was like freaking out that I got a signature. I was like, this is so cool. I was shaking. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to sleep. So I go back to sleep. And I was like, oh, yeah. We're like, is that Darth Vader? And then so I wake up, and it's about maybe 3:30 in the morning. I go to the washroom. I come out of the washroom, and he's still there. He's got another lineup of people still there, signing, taking pictures. Basically, anyone who was in that room who wanted to take a picture with Ryan Johnson
had the chance.
Wow.
He wanted that to happen.
He seems like such a good guy.
So
and for
cool.
people who don't know, Ryan Johnson, he's the director and writer of the new Star Wars movie, and he's acclaimed for doing movies like Looper.
Oh yeah.
And he did Brick was another
Brick,
big one of his, and The Brothers Bloom. So people are really excited for him to do Star Wars because, I don't know, he's such a great filmmaker. And it's so cool, the filmmakers that they're getting to do the Star Wars movie.
And he's writing, he's writing and directing this. He's writing 9 as well.
Yeah, he wrote like the story treatment for 9.
Which
like,
is
and then Colin, Jurassic World guy is
Trevorrow.
Like, him and his partner writing what Ryan set in place.
So
So the Last Jedi.
You made it in.
Mm-hmm.
You sacrificed your wife's birthday.
Your anniversary.
No, it was just her birthday.
The
right?
birth of your first child
Yeah,
was in that hall. You
And-
got the baby signed.
and sitting like
Leia! Her name's Leia!
Not Carrie Fisher.
her being there on her birthday, and we didn't even realize it was her birthday till like a little bit later on.
Oh, she knew.
And no, she honestly,
knew.
we both forgot. And I gotta say, I love her so much. Like the fact that she would
That's
do
so
this
sweet.
on her birthday, for me was just incredible. And like she enjoyed it. She
Yeah,
liked,
of
she liked
course,
Star
yeah.
Wars a lot, but.
No one likes Star Wars as much as you, Nate.
I mean, I put this in a post, but when we were sitting in one of the Rebels panels, and I'm watching Dave Filoni, the lead of Lucasfilm Animation, talk about Ahsoka Tano's fighting style and how they have different face paint options for her, and shows the concept art.
And you're crying.
Yeah, and she's asleep on my shoulder because she doesn't really care about Rebels that much. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, man, I'm so lucky. This rocks. So
sweet.
So Last Jedi panel. So we get in, and again, Joanne rocking it. I sat in the first chair that we could get because I'm like, oh, I want to get a chair at least.
Yeah.
So I sat in the first chair we can get, but she's like, no, that's not good enough. She gets up, she bolts it even further down to the front. She finds 2 spots, like really close to the stage on the right, a little bit, and she found 2 spots. She puts her backpack down. She says to the guy, hey, can you just watch these seats? I'm just gonna grab my husband. Cool, yeah. I come back, and she got us like amazing seats, and she did this for pretty much every panel we went to. She was awesome, and so the panel starts up, and I think bigger than even like, because we all knew there was going to be a trailer. Biggest surprise I think of that panel. I'm blanking on his name now, but Olaf.
Oh, Josh Gad.
Josh Gad comes out.
Yeah.
And leads and he was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was so funny. And have you? I don't know if you've seen them, but the videos he did on Twitter where he talked Daisy Ridley about those questions
because they're in the Orient Express.
So it played right into this whole panel, and he's like, okay, Daisy, like I gotta ask you some more questions, and really, it's no longer me that's asking; it's gonna be them that's asking you these questions, and so they did a whole thing like that. But
did you freak out at the trailer?
Oh man. It was so cool. Like, first off, it was first of all, seeing the stars there, and then they're not stars; they're like a rock, and then her hand, and that whole like bonk, like that was like so reminiscent of the original teaser for Force Awakens, where Finn. But it was so cool to be in that room surrounded by 3,500 people, all of which were just like freaking out. And they're just like whispering. They're like, oh, what is that? Oh, what are those? Oh, and then some guy's like, oh, that's the Bendu, and it's like that's from a Rebels thing, right? Yeah. And we're like, no, it's not the Bendu. And it's like all this stuff, but all these people around us just like having the same moment, and it was such a unique experience, and it was so cool, and I was so happy that we got to be.
Was it worth going?
Did
you love it?
That itself was
I love fan things. Like even when for any trailer that's released at a Comic-Con, I always try and find the footage of the crowd watching it.
Mm-hmm.
See them
I love seeing them freak out, especially like Marvel fan and for some reason this is like such a day and age since there's so many franchises. We'll be talking about franchises in a little bit, but so many. I don't know. There's just so much things to nerd out and geek out at these days. It seems. I don't know.
And that's what fans are so good. They like, there are endless YouTube videos of people breaking down every single little detail.
And some of them are really wrong.
Yeah. Well, but it's crazy to see the scale, the size of, and the dedication and the intensity people always bring
like
to
10 minutes
things.
after that trailer debuted, people had that up already, right?
And since I know they played it twice, after, did you get out your phone and watch it again?
Afterwards, we watched it in the trailer. We watched it while we were lining up for the 1,000th time. It was funny because like we were watching it in line the next day to get in, and it was like 5 a.m. in the morning or something. We had it,
and one guy's like, "It was released."
Well, the thing is like we were watching it, and like a crowd of people just started like watching it off my phone behind me, and I'm like, "Do you not all have your own phone? Like, what's going on?" So we were.
This guy's got the trailer on his phone.
I was like, "Should I have a speaker with me, a TV?" But I think the coolest thing. Oh, just one more thing about that Last Jedi panel. The part where he announced, he's like, "We're gonna show you for the first time ever." Everyone's like, "Oh, trailer." And he's like, "We're gonna show you the teaser poster." And everyone's like, "Oh!" And like, because they were all ready to chat.
That poster was amazing.
And it was so funny.
Did you get one?
The poster comes up, and everyone flips out because it did look amazing after being so disappointed that it wasn't the trailer, which we knew we were gonna get. It's still, anyways. And we got
you
them.
Have the poster,
so I got both Joanne and I got one each, and then we gave one to
hang them up side by side over your bed.
We gave one to a friend of mine who's getting married as like a wedding gift. So we framed it for him and gave it to him, and because he's probably a bigger Star Wars fan than even I am, but it was. I think the best part about that entire Star Wars Celebration experience was it took something so huge and made it as small as it possibly could. It was still crowded, 75,000 people, but you at no point in time were you not surrounded by the happiest, most excited people to just be talking about Star Wars. And every conversation we had was Star Wars. And it was just, I could literally just turn to random person to my left, complete stranger, and just be like, "So that trailer." And then we would just talk for like 50 minutes while we're lining up for 4 hours to get into a store. Like, stuff like that was really, I think that was probably one of my other favorite parts, was just being surrounded by all those people and that fandom, that feeling that you get when you are just with like-minded individuals.
And that's what fandom is. Mm-hmm. It's the community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing.
And that's the thing with Star Wars too, that George Lucas did so well, it's for, like, there's such young kids there, there's such older kids there.
It's for everybody.
And it's for everybody, and that's why, I don't know, and we still get a kick out of Star Wars. Like, I was on my way up to Landon's cottage, so I missed the live, like, stream of the thing, but I knew it was coming out at 12:04 on my phone. So, and I was in the middle of nowhere, like, trying to get data, but we all huddled around it in the car. Like, Drew pulled over, and we're all, like, huddled around, and we're like, "Whoa!" I don't know, and it's just funny that you can feel that moment, like, go through. I don't know. But speaking of big things, we should talk about our next segment.
Oh, yes! Franchises.
Franchises.
Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises in the world.
Yeah.
Among Marvel franchises, Harry Potter,
James Bond.
Mm-hmm. But even, like, all those franchises, they have their own stars or whatever. Yeah. But there's one star that has crossed over multiple franchises.
And he's on the podcast today.
Come on in!
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, would you imagine how crazy that would be? Sit on the couch, buddy. There's plenty of room.
I think he would be replaced the couch.
Yeah.
He would just lay down and we would just sit on his muscles.
Yeah. He would love us.
He's great.
Yeah.
He has shown himself to be one of the nicest, likable, coolest, bankable movie stars that we have.
Well, when you look at Fate of the Furious, made the biggest worldwide opening over Star Wars. Huge. We're talking, it's already crossed $1 billion.
It's so unfortunate.
It's crazy.
Which is insane.
But to be honest, Fast and the Furious didn't have that until he joined.
He jumped in on 5.
On 5, and as soon as 5 hit, that's when 6, 7 were like $1 billion movies.
And like,
it's partly because of him.
He has movies that are hundreds of millions of dollars that rest completely on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Or then he shows up and he's a part of a franchise
Yeah.
and he brings that much more to it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not only in movies and he was in the WWE.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he was just this wrestler, this beef guy. And then, like, now he's at a point where he's such a megastar. But at the same time, there's this YouTube channel, Screen Junkies. And there's this guy on Screen Junkies, I can't remember his name, but he's a big guy. He's really boisterous. And he talks about how The Rock is his best friend because he did an interview with The Rock and got The Rock to say that he was his best friend. The Rock was willing to be involved in this sort of prank little video with Screen Junkies where he legitimately conducted his wedding. So he got his marriage license and conducted the ceremony, surprise, for this guy. Nick Mundy is his name. You can look it up. So The Rock is this huge movie star, and yet he's doing things like that. He's in these big franchises like Fast and the Furious, but then he also does a Disney animated film, Moana, where he sings.
Yeah.
The man, and then he does like stuff with, I think it's College Humor, or Funny or Die, did a video where he played Bambi in a reboot of Bambi, where he's like conducting revenge for the death of his mother. He's one of the coolest guys there is.
Yeah.
And bankable.
Bankable.
So today, me and Jake have each come up with 3 separate ideas for franchises that should either remakes or original ideas that should star The Rock, and we're going to present them to Nate.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So since The Rock is so bankable, and me and Jake want to produce these movies,
That's right.
we have decided this is a pitch session. All right? We each have 3 separate ideas. I bet maybe one of them's the same. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Why, did
But-
you look at mine?
No, I didn't.
I don't think it could
don't
be
know.
the same, man.
So we have 3 different ideas for how to reboot certain franchises or start a new one that star The Rock and why they would be bankable, why they would be good.
And this isn't new for The Rock.
No.
Baywatch,
Yeah.
which is coming out this year, and then Jumanji, which is
Yeah.
coming out. 2 remakes that he's helping lead.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some ideas.
Yeah.
We got 3.
So we have some ideas, okay? 3 ideas. I had a few more, but these are my 3 main ones. And it was so funny. Jake and I were talking about it earlier. You can't throw The Rock in anything, right? The Rock's
a
not.
type.
He's
Yeah.
a very. You can't throw him into. I don't know. Okay.
He's a very certain type. So,
Yeah.
well, for instance, my 1 and 2, I got so quickly. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ideas for my number 3 until I finally landed on.
And then for this, you want me to rate them?
You're
based
gonna,
on
you'll pick your favorite.
some different. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see who wins.
Okay.
May the best man win.
Okay. So you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, franchises. We have superheroes. We got magical worlds. We got fantasy. All these things, right? They're even trying to do Robin Hood as its own franchise.
Nottingham.
They're trying. There's Disney franchise, animated movies, or whatever. The one thing that has never been done with franchises yet on this sort of scale is sports.
Oh.
Why aren't there sports movies that then you have
Like they
a
continue.
team has their movie, this team has their, and then
then
there's
there's
a movie where they have a championship.
Like Mighty Ducks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine the Mighty Ducks, but then there's this other thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not the Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
That's a better idea.
Nate wins.
The Mighty Ducks.
That
were
is
the
a great
Rock.
idea.
That darn it.
No,
I
what
still
it
like
is.
my idea.
What it
No,
is.
go
So
for it.
I think
Do it.
he's not a hockey player.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the best. And he's
Yeah.
not a coach. It's got to be a big sort of thing. I say a football movie universe. But it has to be funny and weird with comedians or whatever. And there's a movie from the 90s that fits this perfectly that I think if we remade this and we put The Rock in it, it would be a smash.
Is it
The
Come On?
Replacements.
Oh.
The
Oh,
Replacements.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
a movie from the 90s. It had Gene Hackman and a bunch of other people who disappeared in the 90s, where this whole team is about to go to the championships, but then they go on strike. So they have to find a bunch of replacements to then be the player. So they get like this guy who's a soccer player to be a kicker. They get this like washed up guy who's living on a boat to be the captain, and all these funny little characters. I say we do that. The Rock leads the way and puts together this group of funny comedians and action stars and other famous athletes bring in to create this new franchise called The Replacements. And we can start to build on other movies. There can be other, you could find another like team or another sport, and they find a way to collide in these funny, exciting sports movies that take the sport seriously, but the characters are funny and, you know.
I like that idea.
Mm. Yeah.
Nate's
It gets a, yeah.
It gets
Mhm,
a,
yeah.
Okay. My first one is a remake of a very famous series. There's already been 3 movies, but I think they should reboot it with.
I think I know. I'm curious.
With one of the original stars, but now bring The Rock on as his like apprentice.
And it's
Men in Black. Yeah.
I knew it.
Men in Black.
That would be very cool.
I think it would be hilarious to see like Will Smith in. I want The Rock put in a position where someone is in charge of him.
Nice.
Because he doesn't.
He's normally
the leader.
Yeah.
And to come in and it would be like he's this big tough sort of agent guy, and then they're like, there's this new place.
But he's like,
and Will Smith, and it should take place in the future, and Will Smith is old. Like, old Will Smith.
This movie idea was getting good.
What, they would like,
why would
age him digitally
Will
or something?
Smith?
No, because it's funny. Okay, fine.
Scratch the old idea. Because I think you lose that dynamic a little bit more.
Hey,
of like,
stop helping him.
Oh, no, but like, where The Rock, right? If The Rock is this like big guy, and you want to play off of like that, he's normally like the leader. He should be like this, like really cocky, like, oh, I know everything about it, and then he realizes he really doesn't.
No, you don't.
And Will
Smith schools him.
Right, and Will Smith is a little bit younger.
Whatever sound.
I like that a lot more than sports.
Hey, that's because
I actually like the sports. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that one too. Okay, my next.
I think The Rock is the right choice or something like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it would make a crazy amount of money, and you being the investor, let's say, you're the studio we're pitching this to.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about bankability.
Mm-hmm.
You think, oh, expensive CGI. You know, Men in Black 3 didn't do very well. Maybe that's not the best way to go. But it is The Rock. But then sport, you know, it could be, you can attract all kinds of.
If you're listening to this,
Lionel Messi,
if you're listening or watching this, comment below. What do you want to see?
Which one of Jake's do you want to see? The
Replacements or Men in Black? Men in Black, Rise of the Rock.
He's like, he is The Rock in the movie. He doesn't play.
The Rock
He plays himself.
Yeah.
The Rock okay, my second idea is unique. It's funny. And I think if this existed, I would be so happy.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of movie that, like, thank goodness movies like this are made. Now, one of the strangest, most popular things in sports culture, other than NASCAR, is professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Now, what's great about professional wrestling is how ridiculously stupid but also funny it is, because fans know it's fake, but they choose to believe it's real.
Yeah.
I think we make a mockumentary WWE movie starring The Rock.
As The Rock.
As The Rock. As himself.
That's funny.
Making a comeback.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get a bunch of comedians
but then
in
what
there.
it does is it starts as it goes. It starts as a mockumentary, and we explore those funny things. But at the end, something is actually going wrong, and these wrestlers need to band together to stop this actual threat.
Yeah.
To save this event where there's 100,000 people in this stadium.
Yeah.
And they actually save these people, but they don't know that they were actually ever in danger.
That's so funny.
So the idea is they actually save,
and everyone's cheering,
and they're cheering, thinking it's fake that they're fighting these whatever.
It's like almost like a reverse Three Amigos sort of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my idea.
That's good.
I like
it
that.
Starts as a mockumentary, and it turns into them actually saving a stadium full of their biggest fans.
And I feel like if anyone other than you ever made that movie, you would probably hate it.
Yeah, probably. I'm saying bankable.
Right.
I'm
talking quality.
I'm holding back any of my actual convictions about narrative, visual storytelling.
Okay.
This is about making money.
Okay.
Because it's The Rock. When has The Rock ever been in a movie that's good?
Well, Moana. I thought it was Moana.
Moana is good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
True.
So
my
next one. No, my number two.
Number two. My bad.
My next one is I don't know if either of you guys have seen it. It's a cult film that I think it's a great time that they remake it, and The Rock would be a perfect addition to it. It's The Goonies.
The Goonies.
I don't know if you know The Goonies.
Wait,
I've seen The Goonies.
Okay, so this is what I was thinking. So
you guys.
No.
He's Chunk's dad.
So it would be a
The Goonies,
it
all
wouldn't-
grown up.
It wouldn't be no. It wouldn't
He
be
is Chunk.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
It wouldn't
Go ahead.
be an exact remake, okay? It would be present day I was thinking like the Florida Keys, like somewhere really, really warm, okay? And it's about a group of kids, think Stranger Things, like a few girls, few guys, whatever. They're growing up in the Florida Keys, and they hear about this treasure in the water somewhere, okay? And so they decide to go on this like adventure, and The Rock plays the villain who is trying to get this treasure, because you never see The Rock as a villain, and I think it would be hilarious if he was some like douchebag who comes in.
Dude,
and like
I'm seeing the trailer right now. He's on one of those like what are those boats that have the giant on the back, and it's in slow motion.
He takes off like an eye patch or something.
And the Goonies
is wearing a big leather jacket.
Like when the Goonies first came out, made no money.
He has pet alligators. On chains.
And then at the end, obviously, like it'd be funny if you find out like one of the kids' dads is Sean Astin, who starred in the first one.
Of course.
Yeah, you know, you have that or something. But I think it'd be cool to see The Rock in a villain. In a kids' movie villain sort of role.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Man, we are killing it.
We are killing it.
I think
Nate's
going to have a tough time deciding which of my ideas to go with.
All right. You know.
Okay, now let me list off some of the other ideas I had.
Okay, I will too. We'll go one at a time.
Let's remake Twister. Put The Rock in.
Oh, I said it.
I said Men in Black 2 as well. I said Dragonheart. Do you remember that franchise?
Oh.
There was like 4 of these movies. That's why we didn't go with that one. I thought Van Helsing. Do a comedy act where The Rock is hunting vampires. I thought remake Lethal Weapon with The Rock and someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, how fun would that be? But I decided, no. We're going to do something different. I thought, okay, the reason why 21 Jump Street, the reason why this Baywatch thing I think is going to pan out, the reason why I think these work is because not just that. I don't think it's that necessarily. It's a big part of it. But I think it's also because they're reimagining something that people are familiar with. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, Baywatch was so campy and weird, but now they're expanding it, turning it into sort of an action comedy sort of thing, right? And same with 21 Jump Street. They turned it into something completely different on its own. I think there's a franchise that is so self-serious that if you were to turn it into a comedy, I think there's a way, and it's with The Rock that it would work. Make an ER movie with The Rock being their top surgeon.
Oh, yeah.
And then have this cast of all these other people who are part of this hospital.
Yeah.
And just let it be this whole movie about this crazy hospital. And how it would be so funny, and they would make fun of all the cliches of like being a doctor and being a surgeon.
Yeah, they don't make doctor movies anymore.
No,
that's the thing too.
But would it contain its ER branding? Would it still be that same?
I think you're going to
upset
work.
a lot of people.
No, we bring back George Clooney.
Okay,
he has a cameo role in it. You know, things like that.
Yeah.
I think it would totally work.
Yeah, I think it would.
I like it.
Nate likes it.
All right,
All
right, Luke, your last.
Okay,
shot.
my last one. I think this would be amazing. So I've set up a franchise. I don't think we have enough like comedies like they were in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Steve Martins and those type of comedy movies.
Like the Santa Claus.
Yeah, like things like that. And I'm planning, that would be a good remake with The Rock.
With The Rock? Oh my gosh!
Santa Claus would be good.
That's another great
That's
idea.
not mine. I think they should remake The Father of the Bride. With The Rock.
I'm voting for that one.
As the
That's
dad.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah, with The Rock, but get this, with The Rock as the dad.
Who's the daughter?
Of I don't know, of this girl, but the dad of the other one is like John Cena or something, okay? You do the first one, then you do Father of the Other
Bride?
Oh shoot. I don't know. Father of the Bride. Maybe. Maybe. They're lesbians.
Son. Yeah.
They're lesbians. You could do Father of the Other Bride, and it's him. I don't know.
He can have another kid.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
doesn't matter.
If you've seen the first one.
I love that movie.
And you have Martin Short come back and be the same guy.
The planner. Oh. Yeah, my family loved that movie.
Yeah. And it has so much bankability with him. And he would be hilarious as a dad.
Let's be honest. The best idea here is definitely the WWE mockumentary.
So far,
I think all 6 were actually pretty good.
we had amazing. Just quick review. My idea: sports franchise, the replacements, comedians. It's exciting. It's sports. It has a lot of potential to grow.
Men in Black, Rise of the Rock. Will Smith is boss of Dwayne Johnson.
Again, my rockumentary, the Rock mockumentary, WWE movie that turns into an actual save the world kind of thing.
I love rockumentary.
The Goonies. Rock's the villain.
And ER. Rock the heartbeat, man.
Father, what makes me laugh is before each of Jake's explanations, you build it up to the thing. So we have franchises. We have these franchises. These. You know what we don't have? Get ready. That's seatbelts. ER.
Hey, it's totally doable.
And then you just walk out of the room. Just drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Drop the notebook.
My last one's the best one. When I thought of Father the Bride, I was like, that's the best.
I think that would actually is going to happen.
Yeah.
But my WWE idea is gold.
So, and again, if we're treating this as like a studio situation.
Yeah. I mean, Father the Bride, smaller budget.
Here's the thing here's the only thing with Father the Bride. Unless we were to age him a little bit, I don't know if we're ready for The Rock.
40. Be 40?
Sure, but I don't know if we have him at age 50 dad.
That's not how the world sees him.
Yeah.
That's the problem with that one, Luke.
That's what I'm thinking.
So not
that's what I'm thinking.
Hey, look, Nate is the judge.
But at the same time, I know wrestling's huge.
Huge.
He's
like
44.
So he could have a 24-year-old daughter? Anyway.
Wrestling is huge.
Enormous.
Big
money. Big characters. Big laughs.
Right now, it's between that and the Goonies for me.
What
because
one?
The wrestling one.
The Goonies.
Because what?
The WWE one is much better.
I think
all three of mine were better. We all know it.
Not true at all, man. My sports idea is so good.
All of your ideas, Dave, is like, huh?
No, I don't know if I'm the right audience.
The sports one
for
is
sports.
Brilliant. A replacement starring The Rock that has potential.
Yes.
But I do think that the Goonies, because when we look at like remakes, I think it could be about time for people to get back into that.
I think it'd be big.
To bring that back.
Stranger
because I think
Things
there were enough
proves.
people.
Look,
and I think playing off that Stranger Things
Look, I don't think it'd be
thing.
bad.
He just wants to win. He knows. He knows it's a great idea.
I think we had 6 really good ideas.
I do too.
Yeah.
My 3 and then your 3. That's the hierarchy.
They're all.
That's how good they.
No, I'm gonna say I want a Goonies movie.
What was the good? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What was the one Nate said that we were like, that's a great.
The
idea.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do the Mighty Ducks with The Rock?
Are they still a team? No.
What do you mean? Yeah, there's the Anaheim Ducks.
No. I think they're gone, man.
They
died?
won like the Stanley Cup a couple years ago.
We're so bad.
They
at
passed
sports.
away.
Dude, there are the Anaheim Ducks. They're just not
Anaheim.
called the Mighty Ducks anymore. They're just the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, because
I
Disney
think-
sold them.
I think this couch is.
You know Disney owned them.
No offense. But dude, last time you were here, something changed.
About the couch?
Something changed.
Dipped down a bit.
It's never been the same.
So, our homework now is that everyone listening or watching this podcast has to go watch a Dwayne Johnson movie.
And there are lots to choose from. You know how many acting credits he has? 100.
Really?
He's 44 years old and has 100 acting credits. Samuel L. Jackson has just over 100, if I remember correctly.
Aside from action and like the clearly Rock Johnson roles, would you say there are any movies to watch that are like whoa, like he as far as an actor, he did a really good job in that movie.
That I know of.
Moana.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
He's not.
He's a type.
He's a movie star.
Right.
He's not an actor.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Because in what movie is he not playing The Rock? You know?
Yeah.
He's this larger than life character.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
He brings himself into the roles.
Exactly.
He plays, yeah.
I don't know a name of a single one of his characters. It's just, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
It's The Rock.
Maui.
I'm gonna
The Rock.
choke
Even
you. I'm
Maui
gonna bang
looks like The
bang
Rock.
you like a Cherokee drum.
Bang you like yeah.
That's what he screams.
The
at
two
Fast
of them
and
should
Furious.
just be the franchise. Get rid of Vin Diesel. Get rid of Anna Lucia. Useless.
But family.
Family.
It's all about family.
I've never understood. Where did that come from?
That
was never
It all
in
started in the fifth
The
movie.
fifth movie.
When is the Fast Con gonna happen? Fast
Dude, those
convention.
movies are
Oh, but I'll
huge,
be
man.
there.
It had the biggest opening in China. Massive. They love the movie.
They love it.
They love those movies. Like in the top 100 biggest openings in China, Star Wars isn't in it.
Guys, Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out next weekend.
Woo!
That snuck up on me like crazy fast.
It goes Guardians, then there's that King Arthur movie, then there's
Guy Ritchie, poor guy. That movie
something,
looks so
and then there's Pirates of the Caribbean. I forget what this one is.
This one.
And then there's Wonder Woman. Like, there's a whole slew of movies coming out. Starting next week, Guardians.
The summer.
I can't wait.
Begins.
And this is going to be a big... I think there's going to be huge ties to the Avengers.
Oh, yeah. And I think in interview... Like, there was an interview with Zoe Saldana that came out where she says, we just finished, like, our part for the Guardians.
She let it slip.
For Infinity Gauntlet... Or for Infinity War, and then she says, and then we're going back for Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know what you're supposed to say. And she has this look on her face like, oh no.
I done messed up.
But, yeah, I think it's going to that's going to be exciting.
I think it's going to make so much money next week.
Yeah, I think by the end of the summer it will have made probably $800 million.
I think even more.
It could
Guardians 1, which is crazy for being... It was the second biggest opening other than Iron Man 3.
Yeah, it was big.
That's crazy. And the Avengers 1. And the Avengers 2. So is 4th. But as we always say...
Go see a movie.
Tell them.
We sent ya. You gotta tell them that we sent ya.
Bam.
Because then you can get a discount at your local Empire Theater.
I'm still waiting to have it, like... I want you to have it flash on the screen where it's like... We sent, and it's like it lights up, like so the audience like will say it at the same time, like a Dora the Explorer type thing.
Right?
We should print coupons and just put them near the box office, like when we're buying our ticket at the movies.
Luke and Jake movie podcast.
Luke and Jake movie podcast. Take one; it'll enhance your movie experience for free.
Yeah.
They don't know what it does, but it's all a mental thing.
That's an idea. Mm-hmm. We'll put that in the drawer with your rock movie ideas.
You know they're amazing.
There.
See, I know he knows.
Your Goonies one is awesome. The Father of the Bride one could actually happen.
Yeah.
But I think my WWE one is the greatest idea. Imagine how...
Are you kidding me?
John Cena...
The Goonies one with him as the villain is amazing.
I just said that it was.
It's the best one.
I don't think so.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
Just imagine if WWE thing, if they had the humor to make fun of themselves for that whole first thing, and then justify their existence with this
it'd be like a "this is the end" sort of deal.
I think
it would be amazing.
I actually was picturing it more like what's that movie that Andy Samberg did? Popstar.
Lonely Island. Yeah.
Popstar
right? Never Stop Popping.
So I could see it being something like that sort of deal, right? Where
it would have that sort of comedic edge, but like it would have to appeal to the wrestling fans while also appealing to people like me who think that wrestling fans
are dumb,
are the stupidest people.
I don't think they're stupid people.
No, they're not stupid people.
I just think I think wrestling is like the greatest form of what theater is. You know, theater. People go see a theater and there's that disbelief.
And they're like can scream and yell.
No,
and
I mean, there's that disbelief. Oh, there's actors on stage and it's all fake.
But people think it's real.
Really? In wrestling?
There are genuinely fans of wrestling who believe it's all real.
Have you seen the video of Donald Trump?
In wrestling?
In wrestling.
Yeah, he went there.
Yeah, he was.
Guys, that wasn't that long ago.
How weird is that, man?
That's the president
the first
of the
president
free world
to ever have participated in the WWE.
Did you see Obama came out of hiding?
No.
Hilarious.
What did he say?
He gave his first speech since leaving. He left on vacation, comes back. There's a whole crowd. He's sitting there and he's like, so, what I missed while I've been gone? and laugh.
Thanks for watching MOVI.